Richard Stolman, a former Landmark advisor, sent me a message in writing. He didn't really feel comfortable making a video, so I wanted to read it and put it in as a video. So these are his words, Richard Stolman. Advisory. Often dreaded it, but found it to be a tremendous positive for the school and students. Some of its challenges were also its strengths: a lack of structure, a need for downtime, no consistent content or curriculum to fall back on. I found the lack of structure exhausting sometimes, but also a clear strength. At its core, advisory is an emotional connect that's vital to a student's buy-in and belief in themselves. The students that I remember most vividly from almost 30 years of teaching are all from my advisories. Some of them were stars like Carla, some struggled like Gianna and Toy. Some were plotters, others sleepers, others manic or hyper, others quiet, some sharp, some not so much, but advisory was where I got to know them, and at least a little bit, they got to know themselves. Advisory is certainly not just a break from classes, but it should not be overly structured. It should not have to meet every day. It should be small. Schools should do their darndest to keep advisory small. Students deserve and need a close relationship with at least one adult in the school. Teen years are such crucial, uncertain, and vulnerable times in a young person's life, and school is such a strange and inadequate institution for dealing with those times. In theory, we all celebrate diversity, personality, and creativity. We want to foster inner strength and confidence, but the weight of the institution, the needs of managing a school and a classroom often undermine the development we want to see. Advisory is one small counter to that, a place where students can engage, disengage, vent, or celebrate, find comfort, or act out their discomfort. It's a home base away from home. Advisory was great for my students and my own children in their schools. It differs greatly school to school. Anything that gives the teacher and students a chance to let down their guard and act in the comfort of who they are works. Advisory, at best, personalizes an often impersonal institution, and if you are going to implement it, you have to take it seriously. As a warning and a fond reminiscence, I look back on Landmark. I think advisory slipped in the last years that we were there. They got too big, they became too formal, and they kind of lost their way and their role. Well, as did the school. I loved when advisors were on all their students' portfolio committees, where advisors were there as their students' advocate. I valued when advisors were in on every step of any discipline or school-wide actions involving their advisees. The connect between advisor and advisee was taken very seriously. I loved when autobiography was a portfolio requirement. The student's individuality was taken very seriously. More than any other portfolios, I remember quite a few of them. I came to Landmark as much as anything from watching Jack usher Kareem through his portfolios, pushing him and helping him where he struggled. Jack helped get him through all the portfolios and to graduation in a way that wouldn't have happened without advisory. Advocacy at its best. A lot of work, but worth it. I admire that you all are planning this far ahead. One last thing. I think the best training you could offer teachers is training in peer counseling and group counseling, and an acting class wouldn't be so bad. And that's about what I got. Lay out clearly why you want advisory, what role you want for it in the school, how you're going to support it, and go for it. Good luck. Again, those were the words of Richard Stolman, former Landmark High School teacher and advisor.